Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Veteran analyst makes the case for Heat to move on from Pat Riley. Pat Riley is synonymous with Miami Heat basketball. The 80-year-old has been part of the organization, in one way or another, for decades. According to ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, now is the time for Riley to step aside. The veteran analyst noted how free agents aren't rushing through the door in South Beach, partly due to Riley's presence. There's a lot of people that would love to come to Miami, one would think, Smith said. But LeBron James departed from there, Kevin Durant didn't come there, and Damian Lillard, you couldn't get there. Then, you made a colossal mistake. We already heard Dwayne Wade's story all over social media about you messing with LeBron's chocolate chip cookies. And when you look a guy like Jimmy Butler in the face and say, "We ain't moving you," forcing him to become a bit truculent to force his way out, it looks like an organization that you're not inclined to gravitate to. Riley celebrated his 80th birthday on Thursday, March 20th. Retirement shouldn't be too far away for him. Allowing for a fresh voice and approach in the front office isn't a bad thing. In fact, it could be the change that opens the free agent floodgates. After all, Miami as a location is one of the most desirable places in the NBA. During a recent episode of his 520 in the Morning podcast, Jeff Teague stated that it was time for Riley to retire. "They gotta get rid of Pat Riley, man," Teague said. Blow up the Heat. It's time for the Heat to blow up, too. It's time for the whole organization just to start over. Let Pat Riley just go ahead and retire, man. Sit down somewhere, you 88. Let's just start it over. Let Erik Spoelstra run the team from the top to the bottom. Be the coach and the GM. Just start over. Parting with a franchise legend is never easy. However, knowing when to make a change is a core part of business. The NBA is changing. Players talk to each other more, they understand what's going on behind the scenes in most franchises. If Riley's reputation is preceding him, his presence could be hindering the Heat. If the Heat do move on from Riley, they will likely enter a full-scale rebuild. The current roster is disjointed and in need of a complete overhaul. Fortunately, the upcoming draft class is projected to be deep and brimming with talent. According to Bleacher Report's Jonathan Wasserman, the Heat could land Kasper Giacchionis in the upcoming draft cycle. There is currently both optimism and debate about how much Kasper Giacchionis' positional size, clever maneuvering, shot-making skill and passing IQ can offset his lack of explosiveness and quickness, Wasserman wrote. Too much recent evidence suggests skill and IQ can outweigh athletic limitations for a ball handler, particularly for a plus shooter. And despite a recent slump from behind the arc, there are years of promising shot-making data/tape for scouts to go back to from Giacchionis' time with Barcelona and Lithuania. Giacchionis, if developed by Erik Spoelstra, could become a significant piece in a Heat rebuild. He has the talent to become the team's lead guard for the next decade. However, Riley's insistence on retooling rather than rebuilding would likely be a stumbling block. If Riley retired at the end of the season, though, then Giacchionis could become a poster boy for the new-look Heat. Novak Djokovic meets up with Nikola Jovic and Jon Bon Jovi amid ongoing Miami Open 2025 preparations. Novak Djokovic met with his compatriot and rising basketball sensation Nikola Jovic and the world-renowned singer Jon Bon Jovi while preparing for his upcoming campaign at the 2025 Miami Open. The Serb is seeded fourth at the event and received a bye into the second round as a result of it. Djokovic is in the final stages of preparation as his hunt for the illustrious title number 100 will continue in Miami next. Ahead of his hunt, he met up with Miami Heat's young superstar Nikola Jovic and the Livin' on a Prayer singer during his preparations. He also clicked pictures with the two and posted them on his Instagram stories. The Serb is currently struggling with poor form and rhythm, striving to stitch wins together. He kicked off his season at the Brisbane International where he was shockingly ousted by Riley Opelka in the quarterfinal. He then showed glimpses of his true self at the Australian Open, reaching the semi-final. However, his campaign came to an unfortunate end as a leg injury forced him to retire mid-match. Things went from bad to worse for the 37-year-old upon his return. He entered the Qatar Open as the third seed but was taken out by Matteo Berrettini in the first round. The Italian surprised the Serb and clinched a 7-6, 4, 6-2 win. The 24-time Grand Slam champion then entered the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells but suffered another quick exit handed to him by Botic van de Zandschulp. During a press conference ahead of his Miami Open campaign, Novak Djokovic admitted that he hasn't been able to bring the desired level of tennis to the table. Let's say I am in a pursuit to find the desired level of tennis. I haven't played my best, even close to my best in Indian Wells and Doha. After I retired in my semi-finals in Australia, I haven't been able to find that quality of tennis I've been looking for. However, he added that he was confident that he would find his best level soon, hoping it would happen in Miami. I've been working hard, giving it my all on the practice court. Eventually it's going to come, I know that. Hopefully here. Novak Djokovic is one of the most successful players in the Miami Masters history, winning the competition 6 times. This edition will mark his grand return to the competition after an absence of 6 years. Andrew Wiggins' 2 injuries are down to 1 ahead of Heat Rockets game. As the Miami Heat look to snap the current 9-game losing streak on Friday night when the team takes on the Houston Rockets, they hope to be at full strength with newcomer Andrew Wiggins. After the Heat lost a tough one to the Detroit Pistons on Wednesday, they need as much firepower as possible as the status of Wiggins has been revealed before the game. Wiggins has missed the last 2 games due to a calf contusion, but Clutch Points has learned that the issue has changed to right ankle impingement. It had been an ongoing concurrent injury along with the calf contusion, but the latter is no longer an issue. The former Golden State Warrior is questionable with the injury, which is on the same ankle he sprained a few weeks ago, meaning Miami doesn't want to rush a return if there could be future setbacks. Wiggins has suffered a few injuries since arriving with the Heat, as he has played in 11 of the 18 games played, where he has averaged 18.3 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game while shooting 42.2% from the field and 30.9% from deep. As Wiggins looks to get comfortable with the Heat, the injuries haven't helped the acclimating process, as besides being new to the team, he is seen as a third scoring option alongside Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. However, there shouldn't be too much more of a process, as head coach Erik Spoelstra said before Wednesday's loss that he has a good read on the 30-year-old where he can inject him easily. Yeah, good enough, for sure, Spoelstra said about Wiggins since his availability has been limited. I mean, he's had some really good moments already. You can see the firepower he brings and the versatility that he brings to us defensively. And we have who we have. You know, tonight, he's not available, but we definitely can use him. There is no doubt that the Heat stars in Adebayo and Herro have been going through the motions on the floor, as the duo were used to having a third option like Butler. Adebayo would even say it has been growing pains and mentioned Wiggins as filling in a necessity for them, according to the Miami Herald. It's growing pains for us, Adebayo said. This is the first situation that's it has really been just me and Tyler. I mean, obviously, the addition of Andrew Wiggins, but we're still trying to get Wiggs comfortable to where he can be fully himself. Right now, we're keeping it simple for him and just kind of getting out of his way. But for me and Tyler, it's more so understanding that we know how hard it is to win in this league. You can never take that for granted. At any rate, Miami is 29-40 amid a 9-game skid as they look to snap it Friday against the Rockets. And you, fan? What do you think about Andrew Wiggins' situation? Write to us in the comments.